Welcome to Shooting the Breeze with Mock and Dave.
Mock and Dave.
Sorry I didn't let you.
Okay.
So, episode 5 of season 2, which is called
Halloween.
Yes, Happy Halloween, everybody.
Aired on October 18th,
Mm-hmm.
right before Halloween.
That is my fifth anniversary of going on my mission.
Really?
October 18th.
October 31st is mine.
Oh, yeah. October people.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, the synopsis. This is between Michael and Pam. Who would you like to be? I don't mind being Pam if I have to. If I need to be.
Do whatever. You go, Michael. I'll be Pam.
I could be Pam.
Okay.
You be Michael.
Pam, I have to let somebody go today. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Why did you put it off until Halloween?
Because it's very scary stuff.
I think it's going to put a damper on the party a little.
You're worried about the party? There's a man's life at stake here.
So it's a man?
No, or a woman. Human life. If you had to guess who it would be based on their job performance and who you think deserved to be fired, who would that be?
I just answer the phone.
And sometimes you just let it go to voicemail.
Your costume is fantastic.
I know. I sent away for it in July from a catalog. And then
He bobs his head around and causing the costume head to jiggle around. Oh, no, don't. Michael laughs. Okay.
Oh, man. Okay. I have to fire somebody today.
You know what's funny about that one? Is Pam's... She knows how to distract Michael.
Yes, I love it.
And see, that was the one thing that people at my work, when I worked at Utah State, kids on my crew, they knew two things. Or one thing for sure, how to get me distracted so we didn't have to work.
Oh, nice.
Mission.
Really?
If they talked to me about my mission, I would be so distracted. I would just start talking about my mission. And it would be like, dude, we got to get to work. And then there's this kid one time. So that's what people would do.
Yeah.
Like kids would do it all the time. And I'm like, ugh. And then at a certain point, I knew what they would be doing. I'm like, I know what you're doing. No, go to work.
Right.
But this about my mission. And I'd still, like, I wouldn't, like, not, I would keep talking about my mission.
It is so good. Oh, I love it. So it's a man. No, I didn't say that. You know, I love the... Oh, Pam, so smart.
And then I really liked Jim's, where Jim said, he just said, well, I don't think Mike knows who he's going to fire.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's probably just going to fire the first person who gives him a dirty look.
That's right.
And then Mike comes in, and Jim's like, can I talk to you in my office? He goes in his office, and Jim's like, hey, I'm sorry. No, I actually need you to role play with me.
That role play is so funny. Then so Jim sits on the other side of the desk, and Michael is playing the person being fired, and Jim is like, how would you, this is how I would do it. And, and is he going like, I hate myself, myself.
I'm going to kill myself.
And Jim's like, duh. And then Michael starts talking as Michael.
Yeah.
And Jim's like, wait, are you being the person or you? And he's like, and then the phone rings and Jim picks up and
and then I love when Michael's like, okay, I'm gonna pretend to be Creed. Also, Creed's getting fired. Nope. Person. And then I love the where Michael, he goes to the accounting
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Because they're firing someone because
They need to save
corporate.
money.
Yeah, corporate
Yeah.
said you got to let someone go by October 31st, and that was like 3 months ago. And Michael doesn't want to do it because he doesn't.
Because it's dirty. It's a dirty, that's a dirty sort of thing
And
to
he
fire.
got into this business to be a manager to have friends, and so he thinks everybody's his friend, and if he fires them, they're not going to be his friend anymore.
It's kind of like, I think in season 1 where he does the Donald Trump thing.
Oh, that's
He's like,
you're fired.
You're fired. I don't get any pleasure in that, saying you're fired.
You're fired.
Donald Trump does, but I don't. You're fired.
I'd say you're hired, and then he's talking about and then he realizes, I guess you can't really hire everyone.
Yeah.
'Cause they probably wouldn't do a good job. Yeah, good job, Michael. I love the conversation. So, Jan called. He's calling back, and the secretary picks up and says, "Hey, we just need the name." And he's like, he doesn't have the name because he has no idea who he's gonna fire yet. And then sorry, her name's Sherry, and she says, "Jan wants the name as soon as possible, Michael." And thanks. I'll call her back. Wish I could fire Sherry. Hey, I'm still here. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, no. Okay, bye. Hanging up, Okay, I wanted to kind of go into this this is not even a deep thought. This is just a deep fear. I always fear that, this even happened the other day. We had a Miles Christmas party, and I was, saying, we were playing a game, and I was saying stuff, and I was like, wait, Sheena, is our phone on? I don't want anybody here. I don't want. I have that fear. Am I going to butt dial someone and they're going to hear that? I mean, that's a part of The Office. That's when Daryl. This is with the red-haired English lady. Anyway, he butt dials. And they're like, "Oh, we heard we heard what happened." Da, 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 da. They all think he was doing it.
He was eating.
He was eating spaghetti in his basement. That's what I fear. I'm like, man, this would be awful. So I love it. Michael's just like, wish I could fire Sherry, and she's still on the phone. Oh.
And then after that, he goes to the accounting part, and he asks this. He's like, good. Oh, yeah. Also about budget stuff. I'm going to need to find a full employee salary plus benefits, like 50 grand. I'm going to need to find 50 grand in the numbers.
But we don't keep 2 sets of books.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. Just, find it, pretend that your jobs depend on it. And then it stops. So it's like, oh,
okay.
We'll
look for that.
They'll look for it, and then
then Angela says, "Well, I looked through all the budgets, and there's one department.
Yes.
That has 3 people.
Yeah.
Doing the work that could be done by 2.
This is great."
Angela shakes her head.
Oh.
Kevin. Yeah. Oh.
And that, really, quite honestly, if you're a boss, that's the section.
Yeah.
You let go of Kevin, or you let go of Oscar, or you let go of Angela.
Yeah.
That's who you let go of.
And for Michael, he's definitely not going to let go of Kevin because Michael was talking to Erin about her job and how Kevin applied to work at the warehouse, but Michael put him in accounting instead. He thought it was a better fit.
Yeah.
So Michael made this hire. Michael hired Kevin for a job that wasn't needed.
Yeah.
He came to apply for the warehouse. Can you imagine, though? Kevin is great in his role.
Oh, yeah.
But it would have been real funny to see Kevin in the warehouse.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't know if we would have seen a lot of warehouse.
No, we wouldn't have seen it.
And
that's kind of sad.
I think if Kevin was more in Creed's job.
Yeah.
Quality manager.
Yeah.
And Creed just still being Creed, I don't know what I do.
Yeah.
The difference between me and a bum is I'll do anything to keep this job. That's what Creed says. So it's like, yeah. And then, and that's the interesting part. So Michael brings in Creed.
Yeah.
and he's gonna fire Creed.
Right.
He's firing Creed, and Creed's like, "No, we gotta fight this.
You gotta fight.
We'll call Jan. None of the papers. Have you done
filled
the
out
papers?
paperwork?
No. And so they just go in it, and then so they have that argument, and then he's like, "No, I won't think of you as just firing me. You saved my job."
You'll be my savior.
And then thanks, nice to see it my way.
And then he just leaves.
But everybody can hear him.
Yep.
Everybody in the office can hear him, but Devin.
But Devin, all the way in the
Because
back.
Devin is on the phone too, not paying attention
Right.
to what.
I'm going to go to season 3, episode 20, product recall. Creed. The only difference between me and a homeless man is this job. I will do whatever it takes to survive, like I did when I was a homeless man. Oh,
And that's
Creed.
that's the lovely thing of Creed. And like you have Ryan who does his blog.
Oh, yeah, that's
With-
right.
whereas, like-
www.backslash.creedthoughts.backslash.
He's like, yeah, I've taken a look at it, and even for the internet, it's pretty out there.
Yeah, that's right.
Honestly, I think Creed, if he could get a writer to go with him, he would. If he could write a book about Creed's, like that website,
Yeah.
oh, people would buy it and people would enjoy reading Creed's thoughts.
Well,
It would be out there,
even
but it would
Creed,
be funny.
Creed. That's his real name. Creed Bratton is
Yeah.
his name, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, he's come to Salt Lake and played his grassroots band
Oh, that's awesome.
downtown. He's the real deal. I kind of wonder if a lot of the stuff they say is real. Like when they're talking about, I think it's when Andy is there and they're talking about STDs, and Creed's like, "Yeah, I lived in the '60s, and you can never tell if a man slipped in there or not." What?
Oh, Creed.
Creed, who are you, man?
And then
Who
the
are
Halloween where he like isn't covered in blood, he's like, "Oh,
Oh yeah.
perfect timing."
Yep.
You're just like, "Wait a minute,
What is happening here?
Creed." And then like when they call some about cops coming. And then Creed's like, "Oh, great." And then he slips out and he runs into his car.
Yeah.
You're just like, and then for some odd reason, he stays in the office, but he lives in the office, and
Yeah.
no one knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah.
Realizes that he lives in the office.
I
Like,
don't know.
how would you not know? Like, that was
Right.
Ryan's old office that he was
right.
living in. Cool.
I want to make sure we get our Star Wars reference in.
Yes.
Let's. Would you like to do this with me?
Yes, I would.
I'll
Star
be
Wars, number one.
Dwight.
Okay.
So I'm looking at Jim's costume, which is 3-hole. Is this
I
3-hole?
would like, yeah, three-hole punch.
three-hole
Hey,
punch.
I would like to say this. At one point, I was three-hole punch Dave.
I'd also like to point out that I was 3-hole punch Mike.
Yeah.
Went to work and people were like, "What are you?" I'm like, "I'm 3-hole punch Mike." So easy.
I know.
I'm like, this is
Boom.
great.
Spots. Okay, sorry.
So I'm looking at Dwight's looking at the costume. What is that? What are you supposed to be?
I'm three-hole punch version of Jim, because you can have me either way, plain white Jim or 3-hole punch.
Phyllis says, "That's great."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, look. Pulls his hood over his head and pops up his lightsaber. What about me?
Well, what are you, a monk?
I am a Sith Lord. Looks at Jim. Oh, big deal. 3 round pieces of paper taped to his shirt. This cost me $129.
ASS.
Is what Phyllis says. And the way she says it is so great.
She turns around and it's totally under her breath, like, what an idiot.
You ash. Oh, what a jerk.
So funny.
Yeah, the episode is great.
This one is it's a classic Halloween episode. So
Yeah.
when you have Halloween, I think it's one they don't have very many of them, but this one is the first one, and it's one that you look forward to their Halloween episodes because
Yeah.
they do such a good job with Halloween and Christmas.
Yep.
They did
Christmas,
awesome with the Christmas parties and with Halloween parties. Like, they're just amazing.
Yeah.
So those ones, I think everybody should watch those ones when that holiday season is. Like this last season, we watched all of the Christmas episodes just to prepare for the Christmas episodes. But like I'm like, well, I want to get in the Christmas spirit. Let's watch. I wanted to watch. I just watched them just on my own. Just be like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
Like just watching the Office Christmas episodes.
Actually, so going along with holidays and stuff with The Office, when our first little girl was born,
Yeah.
we brought a Roku player to the hospital, and we watched The Office where Cece's born.
Oh yeah.
It was just fun because we're gonna be parents just like Pam and Jim. We've never been parents. This is crazy, and the whole baby switch up and the baby not eating on Pam and having a lactation specialist come in. Do you know who the lactation specialist was? Pam's husband.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
So
did you know that the girl in the thing was Bernadette from How?
Yeah, Bernadette is on the right. Yeah.
I was like,
so weird to see her.
Bernadette.
Yeah.
Huh. Not a high voice, just normal talking.
Yeah, just normal talking.
So
yeah, great episode, Halloween.
Yes, come check it out, and then also come check our podcast out talking about it. And we hope that you have a good day, and thank you. So please subscribe, rate, and leave a comment. And also check us out on YouTube. Mike does a great job with our videos. He is awesome. So thank you, and have a great day.